Hey gamers, how's it going? As you can see from the title on the stream, and probably if you're watching on YouTube, the title of this video, this is now officially the Pre-War Formalwear waiting room. Uh, I just got back, like not just, today I got back from the Legacy 5K at SG Philly. We're not going to talk about my record. Didn't do great. Matchup lottery did not exactly go my way, plus some other things happened. But regardless, I did get to play with this whole card right here. Oh yeah, thank you, thank you. Whoa, oh god, oh gosh, oh gosh. There we go. All better. Yes, got my little nerd bird hoodie on right now. Served me well today. It was really hot in the convention center, but I think this was just like the right level of warmth for that venue. Anyway, I did. What is going on with my hair? Oh my gosh. I did get to play, finally, with Pre-War Formalwear. That did not help at all. And yeah, this card's great. I don't think I'm gonna. I don't think I really need to sing its praises. I think for the most part, once this card got spoiled, it was pretty unanimously agreed to be a very exciting card for our deck. And yeah, I only got it. I'll just quickly go through like the times I got it into play, my overall thoughts. Like I played 6 total matches. I cast it in 2 of them. I know for a fact I tutored for it in one of them. I don't remember if I tutored for it in the other one. I think I didn't, but point is, either way, the card was great in both scenarios. I was playing in one of my rounds. I was playing against Jeskai Control, and I was kind of sandbagging a Stoneforge for a while because I didn't really want to overextend into sweepers because I hadn't really figured out what kind of board reps they were playing. I figured they had Supreme Verdict, maybe they had a Terminus, but I was trying not to overextend. But I wanted to keep a board in play enough because they had shown me Jace, so like, I was trying to figure that out. Anyway, they cast like 5-ish exile removal spells, I think, between Prismatic Ending and Swords and Snapcastering one or the other. And like, I was wondering, am I ever going to actually get to do anything with Stoneforge and Formalwear? And then one turn they finally Verdict, and I get to I'm on like 5 or 6 lands, I think, and I just get to cast Stoneforge, Formalwear, bring back Wisp, Wisp the Formalwear, Formalwear comes back, gets a Recruiter, and the Wisp and the Recruiter had both just died to that Verdict and came right back. And that was pretty sick. It was really good, especially because my opponent the next turn cast Ruination, and I had 1 basic Plains in play after that, so I really needed to build a board fast to not just die to never being able to put any pressure into play. And boy howdy did Pre-War Formalwear save my bacon. Yeah, I was wondering if they were going to play back to basics, but no, they were playing Ruination, and I was not playing around that. I had fetched exactly 1 basic Plains because my mana was otherwise like totally fine earlier in the game, just in case they had a back to basics or something like that. And oh my god, am I so glad I did. It was like because of that Ruination, it was like the longest game I've ever played where Yorion did not come into play. I didn't even put it in my hand because I never had the mana to do it. Hey Fordia, thank you for the 5 months, 5-month streak. Really appreciate it. And then the only other matchup I played against Rhinos. I think this was the one where I didn't tutor it. I just drew it, and I had earlier played a Wisp to get rid of a Rhino token and also pressure a Minsc and Boo that was in play. They ended up fire icing the Wisp to keep the Minsc and Boo in play, and then I just got the Formalwear, the Wisp back later to kill the second Rhino, and then yeah, the game was like super over at that point. But anyway, so that was cool. And that was pretty much it. Those are the only two spots that came into my hands, and I cast it both times, and it was great. Obviously, it's a small sample size, but I'm glad that I got to see like a really, really good instance of it and a decent instance of it. And I am excited to play with this card a lot more in paper. And hopefully someday we get it online. The the mid to late game board building. Yeah, that's one thing like I realized when I was playing it, that like I think like the power it has in the deck is obvious, but there's sometimes those like roles that need to be filled sometimes that it's hard to realize what it's doing until you like actually play with it. But like it was really cool to be able to build board presence quickly off of a Stoneforge in the mid game without needing that Stoneforge to untap or needing a million mana to hard cast a living weapon or make a sash like a 6/6 or whatever. Or Jite is its own kind of mana intensity that also requires a creature to be able to attack that turn to make impact right now. Stoneforge obviously gives us a lot of tools, like the fact that it exerts this constant pressure against your opponent is awesome. It's not always fun when your Stoneforge always just dies and then you don't really have a whole lot to say for it. It's obviously not the worst thing, but it would be nice to have a more impactful but efficient card to play when your Stoneforge dies, and Pre-War Formalwear is exactly that, and it's been great. Unfortunately, I can't play it in this list right here, so I'm just going to keep complaining about it, and we will see how many times I really wish that I could tutor for Pre-War Formalwear. But this is basically the exact list I played today. The only real difference is I had one of the Skyclaves is the Pre-War Formalwear. Other than that, yeah. It's the same list I played on Thursday also. So we're going to play some Magic the Gathering with this list. I'm really excited to see how the Bug Beans matchup in particular feels with Formalwear. I don't think it's like a hammer. It's hard for anything to be a hammer against a Force of Will deck. And notably, they also have Pernicious Deed, which makes Formalwear not as amazing, but like I'm pretty sure Formalwear is going to be really good against those kind of attrition matchups. Interesting hand deck. I'm going to mulligan this. This is worse. Okay, I can live with this. Bottom Batter Skull. And I think I'll just bottom the Skyclave also. Yeah. I'll play the Marsh Flats. There's a chance that I will get a Scry land, get the Surveil lands, but it'll really depend how much information my opponent gives me on their first turn, because I don't really know what I'm digging for here. Ancient Tomb, Sphere of Resistance. Well, not casting these Thalias, am I? Now I am going to Surveil because I need to make sure I hit my third land drop. Hey, Exethris, thank you so much for the 5 months. I hope you're having a swell day. Evening, whatever time it is. Assuming this is lands, the Ancient Tomb Sphere usually is. My list is notably weaker to them because of my lack of what's the word? I do not have surgicals in my deck, and that is a very important card for this matchup. Oops. I need to fetch. Now that I have this, I'm going to get a basic swamp so that even if I get wasted off this shadowy backstreet, I'll be able to cast all my spells. Yeah, maybe I was supposed to wait on the Surveil if I'm not casting the Thalia this turn anyway. Can I draw a Wastelands, please? A Lauren would also be fine. Another Swords to Plowshares is much less good. Are they just going to block with this? No, okay. I'll put yarn in my hands and pass. Maybe I was supposed to fetch there in case they tried to needle my Arid Mesa, but they did not. They got Mox Diamonds, which makes sense because they have to get out from under their sphere. I think I can just F6 now. I guess I'll on F6 in case they're like casting a needle from their hand or something. Soul Guide Lantern, yeah, that's fine. Really need like a Skyclave or a Lauren or a Recruiter or something. Tabernacle, huh? If I could even wisp this construct token, that would be really nice. No blocks yet. I guess if I should have attacked last turn, I guess, because I wasn't going to block here, so I'm not sure why I didn't attack there. Thoughtseize. It's a 3-mana Thoughtseize, huh? Well, I guess I'm just going to Swords to Plowshares. Oh, that's no good. Well, I absolutely need to draw a card that isn't a land, so I'm just going to grab a Scrublands and pay for my Recruiter, or pay for my Thalia. Ooh, maybe I wasn't supposed to pay for Thalia. This would have been nice to draw 2 turns ago, but as it is, we are just dead. So we can move on. Yeah, unfortunate. So what I was realizing is that I maybe shouldn't have paid. Paying for the Thalia means that Recruiter isn't an out anymore, because we can only cast the Recruiter, we can't then also cast the Solitude. So I think we're supposed to just let Thalia die there. Okay, so Leyline is worse than Surgical for sure, but it is still better than not having any graveyard hit, basically. We cut the Jite. I've done this before. Pretty sure we cut the Jite and the Thalias, and then it's something like maybe some Bowmasters. I think it might be like a couple swords, because the Battle of Bywaters are kind of the Urza's Saga construct solution. The other possibility is we just board out like all of these. And then I guess we would probably keep like one Bowmasters in. We could keep one Thalia. Thalia is actually probably better just by virtue of being a white card. Yeah, this looks right. 3-stream watch streak, thank you. That's pretty sick. What do we got? Leyline and like nothing else, huh? If this was a Leyline plus Wasteland, I would keep it. But as is, Leyline is not good enough in this matchup to keep a hand that's otherwise really bad. So deck is playing tricks on me. I think I have to keep this over going to 5. Even though now I wish I kept my 7, but you know, it's apparently this kind of weekend. I'll keep this and put the Mesa on the bottom, and then plop that Leyline of the Void in play. And hopefully at least this Thoughtseize gets an exploration, and the game plays pretty slowly from here. We do get an exploration. They also don't have a green source. This is kind of a wild keep. Werefox Bodyguard is just not a good card, period. If you ask me, I don't like any card that has to stay in play for my opponent's threat to not be there, because I have played plenty. I played a lot of Fiend Hunter back in the day. Hell, I played Oblivion Rings when we had to, and they never felt good. We just have better options than that. Did they really top deck the Yavimaya? That's wild. Yeah, I don't think Leyline is great. I think Leyline is better than the cards I'm boarding out for the most part, right? Like there's you certainly don't need your graveyard for everything you're doing, but I like this matchup is bad enough that I think I need to be taking that risk. Huh? Yeah, sure. There's like 3 reasons this is not right. Don't board this in. Don't target that. Wait until after I've surveilled if I keep something on top I want. I'm so confused. Alright. I'm not going to complain. I'm just gonna be confused. Very much don't surgical that. Goodbye, marsh flats. Alright, let's surveil a lore into the top. No. Alright, get in the graveyard. That's a high value surveil right there. I need to make it clear. I know that my opponent gets the crop rotation for another saga. But that's a crop rotation they have to use, alright? I guess it's possible the play is to recruit first and then Lauren next turn, because then they have to choose between rotating and making a construct. That's probably actually the right way to do it, but it's fine. We'll just draw Caracas. Sorry, I heard a notification and then it went away. Give me 1 second. Brog8264 and Kadu Mota, thank you so much for the follows. Hope you're having a good evening. Oh, bounce my Lauren. Bounce my Lauren. Please. I think I am going to recruit... What am I recruiting for? Thinking it could be Wisp. I think Wisp actually makes a lot of sense. I don't want to attack. That's just not a good idea. Yeah, they don't have an answer for this ley line, and they're not particularly close to having one. I think it's either Wisp or it's Stoneforge. I think those are the two realistic options. But I think I like the way that Wisp forces their hand better, because they have 2 swords in hand already. So I'm not really excited about casting a Stoneforge that kind of has to get a Cauldra, because there's not a great reason to get Sash here. And then just swords it, and then we move on. Whereas at least Wisp can, like, attack. And importantly, it's going to kind of force a swords on their turn, while they maybe don't have white mana up for it. Or on our turn, I should say. Sorry. That's the word I was trying to say. In case they have Pithing Needle. I don't know why they would needle my fetch there, but they did already surgical my marsh flats, so let's just not get caught out by it. Hey, thanks for stopping by, Daniel. Great to say hello at the SCG. Shadow Spear, you got it. So they can play a Blast Zone here. That's the one land we know about right now. Mox Diamonds, okay. Probably Mox Diamond pitching the Blast Zone then. Yeah, cool. That works for me. And Dark Depths, okay. Do I want to draw a card here? Probably not. No. It's an exciting idea, but no, it's not right. So they have 1 swords left. They have a Dark Depths not doing anything. So if I... So if I swords this construct, wisp the other one, what does the long term look like from that as opposed to swords? Probably still swordsing a construct and maybe and like wisping our recruiter maybe for a Lauren. I think I prefer getting the threats out of play because I guess, or yeah, no, we can't trade with the construct because they have the Shadow Spear. So yeah, I think we're just gonna get both of the constructs out of play, and then step, the next step is casting Yorion. Well, that's embarrassing. But oh well. Just need a land drop over the next 2 turns, and we get to Yorion. They have a sword, so they'll probably get to still get our recruiter, but then we can maybe hit their Mox Diamonds. We'll see. The battle means that we aren't really scared of upcoming any more Urza sagas. We're mostly just worried about a stage to get to make their Mirror Age. Alright, that works too. Gonna be very excited, yeah, if this goes after my Wisp. Yeah, deal. That, I think, is just something they really did not need to do, but I am very happy that they did it. Give me a second. I need to close this. There we go. Now we will get that Cauldra. Just need Teferi to destroy Mirror Age with Paddle. That'd be pretty sick, huh? If only Mirror Age wasn't indestructible. Nice. That feels so good. Okay. I am simply going to not lose to crop rotation for stage and keep this wasteland up. That is an annoying tabernacle, but one that I'll live with. We don't have to pay for Cauldra. We don't have to pay for Cauldra twice. Start with that, and then Recruiter after that. Aether Vial. Yeah, that's a nice one. Opponent's dead next turn. How dare you compare us to Grixis Control? We're sworn enemies. I got Kolaghan's commanded way too much to be compared to that deck. So against the red lands, I usually trim on Thoughtseizes. I think that I still want to keep the playset in against white lands because at least you can get Swords to Plowshares and crop rotations sometimes, even though it is much, much, much better turn 1 on the play. Against red lands, good job. You got a Punishing Fire. It feels miserable. So I have not tried wearing pre-war formal wear IRL, but maybe that's the trick. If I wear it on stream, doesn't the game have to give me the card? I hope they don't cut the surgicals. That was pretty funny. Yeah, I mean, they got all of our Marsh flats out of our deck. End of statement. Teague over Thalia to fight Force of Vigor. That is something I'll have to think about. My hunch is that my gut feel is that it's just too risky to need the Savannah. Um, but the answer might be, well, you just need to have, you need to take, again, like we were talking about, you sort of need to take those risks at least like a little bit. Um, huh. This hand has things going for it, but I think it is just way too much of a clunker. If I just need like one more land and I'll keep it. But yeah, there's just too much to dislike about that hand. This is like the same problem but worse. Ugh. Mullen to death this league or this match. All right, we'll keep this one. I guess Batter Skull, second vial on the bottom. Okay. Yes, exactly. If we could just need to not have to fetch a scrubland. Fully agree. Turn one expedition map. I can live with that. I can live with that. There's a game to be played here. Oh, I hope so. Oh, you had the saga already? Gross. Wasteland, wasteland, wasteland. Right now. Wait. I mean, for a not wasteland. We just need like 3 more turns, which is a little worrying. But, you know, they have a no exploration or Mox Diamond start. So they're playing this Urza Saga very, very fair, which is probably good for us. Besage you, huh? You gonna besage you my Aether Vial? I hope you do it this turn. That'd be cool. No, not this turn. Yeah, I'm gonna get a Survey land here. Are they surgicaling again? I just don't know about that one. Resolve. Uh, hey chat, how's it going? Oh boy. Yeah, if you're a lands player, avert your eyes. I feel like if I'm gonna get value out of a Thoughtseize, it's gonna be about now. I like keeping this too. Yeah. We'll start with the Thoughtseize and then we'll probably recruit. I'm feeling like it's probably recruit for Stoneforge line, but we'll see what's in their hands. Using a crop rotation? Sure. Rotating the stage. Well, that's the land I wanted you to rotate. What? I'm so confused. Oh, they have another stage in hand. Okay. Yeah. Goodbye, Reclaimer. So their hand is stage, another besiege. Or no, sorry. There we go. Just stage and bog. Got it. Literally, what am I recruiting for here? I guess it's just got to be Stoneforge, right? They're going to make one construct and then get something that doesn't really matter. Yeah, it's Stoneforge. Yeah, Mox Diamond probably pitching the bog. Now they get to play the stage. I will pay for my recruiter. I'm kind of tempted to attack with recruiter and then wisp their Mox. But if they have another land, that feels awful. And I feel like they probably do have another land, both just because it's the thing they have the most of in their deck. And a lot of their other cards, although certainly not all of them, would have been cast this turn, I think. Yeah, so I'm gonna wisp the construct. As tempting as it is to go for the other play. Oh, I guess that would have worked. Sorry, I'm dumb. That would have worked anyway. Because if they block, then at least the Mox Diamond still goes out of place, and the construct dies to state-based effects, and then maybe they get the diamond back. But I think that's probably worse than just keeping the recruiter in play for later, even though we do really have to get out from under this tabernacle for that recruiter in play to matter. But we'll see if we get there. I think because of how strapped for mana we are right now, my Stoneforge is probably going to get. Oh boy, I'm pretty sure my Stoneforge is going to get a Cauldra. Maybe no attacks with Wisp for. You're thinking for in case they have crop rotation in the Dark Depths. Yeah, I should actually be. Nope, I'm dying to that right now. Yep. Oops. Yep, did not need to die to this at all. Bummer. Well, alright, I threw that one away. Bummer. I don't want to try to. It's a very fair question. Like, what is the flavor behind Tabernacle? The flavor of those old cards. I mean, yes, I never should have been in that game, but my opponent gave me the opportunity to be, and I should have kept onto it, but I let it go. Yeah, I just needed to not attack with that Wisp. Yeah, sure, sounds good. Um, what was I saying? This is gonna be a Tabernacle. I think your read on the flavor is probably right. I don't think about the flavor of old cards too much because I think it's either way very obvious or kind of esoteric. Um, I did keep track. We never wanted Formalwear in that match, for what it's worth. Esoteric. Is that wrong? Did I? I didn't mean to. That was an oopsie. Are we getting reanimated? We sure are getting reanimated. Well, I have just the trick for beating reanimator players, and it is having Leyline in your sideboard and then also finding it in a sideboard game. Grizzlebrand, huh? Okay. Oopsie is the technical term. Yeah. Yep, I sure am getting Dark Ritual versus a mom. Troll. Okay, so they are playing scam words. Um, but importantly, they have Ritual and Lotus Petal, so it's not Rescaminator as it has come to be known with like the blue cards and all that. Okay. Yeah. You can. They're taking way too long for me to let them play their cards. So. All right. Bringing in all D's and almost all D's. No Lauren. Get out of here. No Jite, no Batterskull, no Wisps, maybe one Skyclave, cut of Plains, and what else have we been doing? The Scarab Swarm is like a maybe. It's pretty slow though. Hello? Magic Online? There we go. I think I'm going to cut the moms because most of the... Oh, thank you. There we go. That's what I was missing. What is happening? Magic Online is acting very strange. Most of the Reanimator lists I've seen have not really been on very much targeted removal. It's mostly like Serenity plus a show and tell plan B. So Mom loses value when Sash and Containment Priest aren't really being protected from like Abrupt Decays and Wear Tears and things like that. So I like one Skyclave in the deck just as a recruiter target to get like Griefs and the occasional Animate Dead, although that's less common. I would love to play first. Leyline? No. This is... If this had a Thoughtseize, I might keep it. But... yeah, I could see one Wisp, actually. Yeah. This is one of the better non-Leyline hands we could keep. But I really don't like just passing after my first turn. This is worse. We will mulligan again. Ugh. This is the 7, but worse. But it might still be good enough to keep. My opponent's also on 5. No, my opponent's on 6. I think we have... God. I just don't think Solitude is real. Okay. Okay, we can keep this. I think that we are keeping Leyline and Recruiter. Let me see. One funny idea is keep Battle so that they can't even reanimate one of our creatures. But I think we have to be wary of Show and Tell, obviously, and Serenity for that matter. So I think our hand needs to still do something. So we'll do that. Okay. Not quite okay, but it's just okay. All right. Deal. They do have a clock in play. This looks like a hard cast grief. Yeah. Yep, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah. 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 I'm gonna surveil with this. Putting Yorin in my hand doesn't matter here. I just need to draw any card that does anything. Give me something, deck. I still just die to grief next turn anyway, so I'm not 100% sure what I'm digging for, but I'm really not excited about Thalia. I just need a removal spell for this grief. That's what buys me the most time by a lot. What are you doing? Hello? Okay. Okay. Sure. Other Bowmasters? Yeah. So the Thalia was super not stabilizing anyway. Okay, well, yeah, that happens. That's what my day has been like so far, so it makes sense it would continue online. Oh no, I'm getting GLHF'd here. I'm scared. I like this hand though. Just don't GLHF me on turn one so that I can cast my Thoughtseize. That's my only request. Oh, Rhinos maybe? Seems like the most likely hedge maze deck. Yep. Yeah, we taken that violent outburst. There we go. Our hand very much does not care about their force of negation, which is nice. I am also a little surprised they didn't force it. Um, yeah, I don't know. Very happy to not be getting Violent Outbursted here, because now they have to make. If they go for a Cascade, it means that they can't bounce Batterskull in the same turn. So. And I'm gonna, yeah, I can Surveil here. I need to not draw more lands. Yep, goodbye. All right, Tuck. Yeah, I'll attack with both. I suspect the Germ is going to get petty thefted. It does. I think to keep the pressure on, especially because I'm gonna have enough time to equip Batterskull to creatures, I am going to cast this Wisp, get the force out of their hands, deal. I think Delne is a cool card. I think it is very likely super win more. If you're able to keep a 2/2 in play that costs 3 mana to then double the stuff that the rest of your cards do, I think you're already winning. I'm surprised they let me do this. Okay. If only had a white card. Yeah, that's fine. You go up to 21, get rid of one of your rhinos. I'm getting double wasted. I am getting double wasted. Okay. Sorcery speed, Brazen Borrower. Okay. Batterskull is the Rhino killer. All right, we're just going to keep drawing lands, but that's okay. Yeah, I'll just kill their Brazen Borrower now. And I'll put Batterskull on the Orc Army token. Actually, I guess I'll probably put it on the Bowmasters. On the Bowmasters, I guess probably better because then the pings have lifelink, but they're not really drawing cards anyway, so I'm not going to think too hard about it. I am glad that most of our cards resolved because we sure have drawn lands almost every draw step. Thankfully, it doesn't matter. We are very ahead. Oh, I'm just throwing this away, I guess. That's fine. Hardcast Force? Okay. Yeah, I'm playing very sloppy right now. Just to be clear, don't mirror what I'm doing right now. But thank you very much. Have a good night, dude. Okay, they concede. We're good. Okay, I bring in the therapies and the battles, and I believe I usually cut Scarab Swarm, Cauldra, Lauren. Am I missing a card? I feel like there's something else I usually board in. Maybe I'm making it up. Oh, it was used to be the. Sometimes it's the Legion to Ashes or the third therapy. That's what I'm missing because I'm usually able to get down to one Skyclave, but those are what I'm missing. Gaddock Teak stops like Minsk and Boo and Force of Will, and that's it. Not that good. I guess maybe better than Skyclave, but I'm not really sure that it is. Especially because Rhino's turned into a Wasteland deck, so the Savannah isn't safe. Yeah, I'll just keep it as is. It's kind of the new mono red. Interesting. Opponent mulls to 6. I don't like that this hand doesn't really even beat the first set of Rhinos. This hand is so awkward. God, okay. Of our 5 lands that don't tap for white, this is 3 of them. My opponent also mulled to 6, which means that there's a somewhat lower likelihood of them going like land Spirit Guide Rhinos. If they do that, most of our hands don't beat that anyway. So I am leaning towards keeping this and being super aggressive with the Wastelands to give us time to draw a white source. And the question then just becomes, what lands do we put back? Or what card do we put back, not what land? Because I think we could put back the swamp, honestly. But the problem is we need white for the battle anyway, so I'm not getting too white that quickly seems a little bit greedy. I don't want to put back Plow because I think if they do have fast Rhinos, then like I need my like I want to be able to have the out of immediately draw a white source, get rewarded for it. I think I'm gonna put back the swamp. No, I'm putting back the battle. Okay. Okay. Hedge Maze. They've been a Force of Will. Okay. Never didn't have it. We are still wastelanding really hard to start off with. Choice is made for us. We can't wasteland that. All right, yeah, we were just going to draw all the lands, huh? Last day for grief. I'm not sure what that's referring to. They keep that card on top. Oh, they wasteland me. Ugh. I'm not going to be upset if they ban grief. I in no way think that it is definitely going to happen. Like, like, you know, Modern Horizons 3 is coming. There are a lot of things that are good in Legacy right now, even though I'm not going to pretend like the gameplay of all of those decks is great. There are a lot of things to do. And I am just not feeling like it's very likely that we're going to see any bans. Again, if they ban grief, I am perfectly happy with that outcome. I just think that anybody expecting it to happen is probably, I think that's just hopium personally. Well, right. They only get exiled for a second. We do not see anything out of the ordinary here. Okay. There is basically zero chance that Bowmaster gets banned. I'll tell you that much. Oh, fuck. Moto, what the hell? I literally clicked my Aether Vial and it just skipped to my end step, or skipped to my turn instead. Well, that's really annoying, but I have to do this now, I guess. I guess maybe I could have ticked up to 3. I'm not sure, but I have no idea why Moto just did that. Okay, well, I guess I'll cast Athalia. Well, Batterskull should be in play, and we should be able to vial in a Recruiter for a Wisp here, but I guess Moto thought differently of that plan. Interesting choice. Dismember on the Stoneforge? Sure, okay. Yep, that's the unfortunate reality for me. I'm going to keep this on 3 for sure. Hopefully draw land. Land would be great. I guess I needed to specify a white producing land instead of the 3rd wasteland. Oh, right. I'm dumb. Never mind. I don't need a white producing land. I have played way too much weird Magic today for my brain to be doing this still. All right, here we go. So next turn, probably going to vial in the Recruiter, probably for a Solitude is what I'm feeling, and take vial up. Yeah, that's what I'll do. and my opponent is over it. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think you could certainly make the argument for the better use of that mana as Stoneforge as opposed to putting Yorion in hands. I think I agree either way. It's looking pretty good. I guess the Stoneforge line is probably marginally better against a Brazen Borrower because we are pretty reliant on the Vial staying in play. But if they had the Brazen Borrower, I think that Vial would have already been bounced, so they kind of had to find it they would have to top deck it that turn, basically. And if they don't, then it looks really bad for them. That's true. They did have the Thalia does make that easier. Harry, what's up? Known Green Sun Zenith enjoyer. Usually plays Maverick. This hand is not the best against Maverick. Cradle control, huh? I'll keep this. Commercial district. Maverick with Surveil lands. Bins of Wastelands. Okay. Ooh, Stoneforge. That's a nice draw. I'll go ahead and cast an Aether Vial. Hierarch Arbor? Sure. We'll start with the Thoughtseize. Don't have a Wasteland? There's no Wasteland over there. Okay. In that case, what do we get rid of? The Saga is a little bit troublesome, but at least it's mana intensive. And we have Wisp and Stoneforge. I think we just want to get rid of the swords so that our Stoneforge makes it through. Yeah, I think we just take the swords. We have Swords Dance with their Knight. The Endurance doesn't really matter. The Shadow Spear might become annoying. But I think we just take swords so that we can put an equipment in with our Stoneforge and feel great after that point. And then I think because of the threat of Wasteland, I am holding this Caracas in my hand. Obviously, they need to just top deck it, and they've already binned one, but I just don't even think it's worth the risk because I think it's unlikely that we are using this white mana this turn anyway, and it is important for us to do so. Like if he taps out for Knight, we can kill the Knight on our turn. Okay. Interesting. All right, now we have to expose it. I think we're still holding on the Stoneforge. Yeah, like if they get to Wasteland that Caracas before we've spent the plow on the Knight, then it's an absolute nightmare. So I think we just can't afford to take that risk. Hey, look, it's the wasteland. Okay. Um, well, that's really bad. Um, I also think Thalia. Yeah, Thalia to block the Dryad Arbor. Kill that. We get the Bowmass to the Noble Hierarch. Although, I'm wondering if we maybe can't even Bowmaster the Hierarch and we have to like end step Violon 3 Wisp the Knight to keep it tapped for a turn. But that's probably worse than... What do you mean is it worse than? I guess it forces them to use the Knight just to get a mana source to make a construct on their turn if they want to. Maybe I just have to ignore the Knight, yeah. Um, well, there we go. Um, Vile is in fact dead. Alright, white source, please. What is Knight even getting here? Just a fetch land? Sure. I guess fetch for another surveil land, maybe? Nope, just forest. Equip Shadow Spear? Okay. That sure is a big creature. White source? Oh my god. Alright. Well, we're not blocking, so I guess we are attacking. I have white lands in my deck somewhere. Yeah, I think we need Solitude at this point, I'm pretty sure. Cool. Well... I'll get one more draw step. And then we'll see what happens after that. Oh my god, finally. Oh, you're right. Yeah, you're right. We did want to double block for that reason. Because now we have, like, very few... Well, sure not casting that. Yeah, now it's basically just the 6 planes in our deck that we're drawing to at this point. Alright, and the Caracas. There we go. That also counts. Uh, I'm gaining life one way. It's either just not sure if it's GT or Batterskull. I kind of like GT because of the possibility of mana dorks, but maybe that just doesn't matter. GTA doesn't require a land because we can still Stoneforge it in and then. Oh, if Stoneforge dies, sure. But I mean, Batterskull requires a lot more, right? Yeah, I don't think I'm hedging versus removal anyway, so I think I'll just get the GTA. Not cracking, not cracking it, not cracking it. This Marsh Flats doesn't exist. This Marsh Flats does not exist. Does it really matter what I put it on between Bowmasters and Stoneforge? I don't think so. I'll put it on the one with extra toughness just in case. Okay, sure. So I guess the play was, in fact, to put it on Bowmasters. Yeah. Okay. All right. Containment Priest is good. Battle of Bywater is good. Rest in Peace is good. Teague is only good against Green Sun Zenith. I don't think it's worth bringing in. We can easily cut all the Thalias. Potentially want second, Lauren. We certainly want the first. Not sure about the second. All the equipment is good. I'm leaning towards not needing the second. And then we just need to make one more cut. Batterskull is usually mid. I'm usually getting GT. And yeah, Knight. I'm usually either getting GT if those creatures are small or Cauldron if their creatures are big, because they are going to be very large. Yeah, I think it is just the Batterskull. Yeah. This Cauldra in my opener is annoying. This Windswept Heath that is kind of likely to have to get a wastable black source, also annoying. But I'm pretty sure we keep this. I think it's hard to ship this one. It has its awkwardness, but like I think we're asking for too much if we mulligan this, and I think we are going to surveil with this because we really want to hit our land drops. This will be a nice feeling game if he goes. Yeah, this works. I was going to say turn 1 mana dork. Green Sun Zenith for Arbor is a mana dork. So, all right, surveil. What do we hit? Lion Sash. I don't want to put that in my graveyard, but I also don't want to draw it right now. So that one is a little awkward. Yeah. It helps that at least we have Scarab Swarm in our deck, so like we can recruit for that if we need to. Like we still have a graveyard hate creature that we can find, is my point. Hierarch, Wastelands, gross. Okay. Play Vial or hold up Priest? I'm pretty sure we're playing Vial. If they have the second Green Sun Zenith, good for them. Yeah, 4 mana, I think I agree. That's the point where I would potentially hold up Priest. Thankfully, there's a Maverick list that is not going to have Grist in it, or at least I doubt it. We haven't seen a black source yet, so Containment Priest should be a full counter against the Green Sun Zenith. Well, that's annoying. Less annoying. Let's recruit for a Skyclave here. Yeah. Get a swamp with this one, get a plains with this one. Yep. Interesting. Well, maybe I am not Skyclaving the oof anymore. I could Skyclave the Sylvan Library. I could just recruit for a Stoneforge. I think I like recruit for Stoneforge. The library is tough for them to use because of the Bowmaster, so yeah, I will just get a Stoneforge. Yeah, okay. Gotta plow out of their hands. I cannot activate my vial because of the collector oof. I also wouldn't do that anyway, because it's just playing very. Oh, sure. Like if we wisp the oof and then vial in the containment priest, we could get it then, but then we're just opening ourselves up to a removal spell countering our removal, which is just there's just no reason to do that. And there's that knight that we needed the removal spell for. I would also love to draw land here so we can Skyclave and Stoneforge this turn. No. Although that is a pretty nice looking Scarab Swarm, but I don't know if we're casting it right now. We can exile their yard for 4 or ours for 5. We could Stoneforge and Priest this turn. I guess that's not as bad either, is it? Yeah, I kind of like that actually. I have to remember that like the like Knight of the Reliquary threat is so much lower against Maverick. I'm so used to like only playing against it out of depth where you do actually have to remove it right away. Thanks, Miranda. Appreciate the support. You'd have not gotten GT as in like just fail to find or what? Yeah, Calder's already in hand. Yeah. I was like, GT was our only target. I was confused what you were trying to say. Don't worry, I've had a day too. I get it. Oh, you told her to tune in? Alright, well, thanks for the support either way. Um, are we now flashing in the Containment Priest anyway? I feel like we are because we can't hold up mana for forever. Oh, yeah, I guess if we called you next turn, we hold it up one more turn, but... Hello, Solitude. I guess I do just get to Cauldron them. They're at 9. Yeah. Good news. We get to swarm anyway. I guess we swarm next turn, but unless we really want to solitude our containment priest, which is a funny play, but not a good one. Urza Saga. Okay, okay. Scarab Swarm currently makes 6 insects against their yard. And 1, 2, 3, yeah, 6. Yeah, please let me chump priest. That would be immaculate. I feel like he's got to start attacking with knights eventually, right? Sacrifice is an artifact. I will sacrifice the GT then? Yeah. You lose the vial? Interesting. Okay. I acknowledge, obviously, losing the GT with our priest on board certainly is sending a signal. Whoa. Wowie. Resolves. Dead. Whew. All right. With Sylvan Library also in the deck, I'm thinking a tiny bit more about playing Lauren, but I don't even know what the cut would be, really. Because if I'm playing a card because of Sylvan Library, Bowmasters is very similar, but also cheaper and kills a mana dork when I need to in the early game. So I think that would probably just be... It also might be like one library or whatever. Interesting hand. Interesting hand. It's mulling to 6. This hand is clunky, but it's also really hard to die with this hand. The only, even Urza Saga, we have the Battle of Bywater for it. Like, this is definitely a bit of a clunker, but I think it's worth keeping, especially versus a Mulda 6. Putting Arbor in the yard. Interesting. Ooh, hand has 3 basics. It's super broken. I don't think that I will be surveilling. I think I just want to get 3 basics. Okay. That's one of the more troublesome cards with the hands like this. I could... You might surveil off the Heath. Yeah, of course. I think I probably am... There's not really a reason to slam the Rest in Peace yet, right? I wait until I can at least get like a Punishing Fire out of the yard or something like that. There's a good chance I'll be able to surveil this turn at least. I could also see playing it just to be efficient too. I think my usual habit is just to play it to be efficient. But I guess with the Grove already in play, thinking about protecting a Punishing Fire is probably not very realistic. We got a Knight. Yeah, I can surveil. Surveil, Stoneforge. I really like Stoneforge. I don't know if I can't not keep a Stoneforge, right? Yeah, I think we keep it, and then this turn we'll battle the Knight, and next turn we can go Stoneforge, Rest in Peace. Yeah. I guess again, maybe we don't have to. Because these Knights aren't... I have to keep remembering, these Knights, they are just big creatures. Well, we could just Stoneforge now, I think, is the suggestion. But it does make our... It does leave us basically always not using our full mana for the next few turns, which is probably the biggest complaint. I think I'm just gonna get the 1-for-1 here. Obviously, like, the battle can answer the Saga if he gets it off of Knight, but I think it's probably just right to take the 1-for-1. Yeah, right. Battle answers the Saga. I'm pretty sure it is also 1. It might be 2, but I don't think it's more than that. Well, there is the 1. Goes this. This is Green Sun for another Knight. Okay. All right, let's get that. Let's draw the second battle. That would be nice. 2 Stoneforges. Ooh. Well, that's kind of exciting. Who's going for Cauldron Sash? Yeah, I guess we don't need Sash because we have the rip. Never mind. I think like maybe backup removal, but I think, or backup graveyard interaction, but I think that just doesn't matter. Okay. I have good news. We're gonna get the Punishing Fire exiled. Needle. What's that gonna name? Something annoying, probably. Yeah, GTA makes sense. Would have preferred a land, but we will cast Rip and GTA. No Force of Vigor. Gonna. Okay, what does this get? This probably gets the Shadow Spear, probably. Yeah, could be Haywire Might. Yep, it is white. There's the second Urza Saga. Okay, I kind of wish I had a second Lauren in my deck now. No, I don't like that at all. Um, God. So I can Skyclave the Minsk at least. I guess I probably have to take this and then hope to draw like Caracas or something. I don't think I can afford to just like spew a Solitude on it. Aether Vial. Interesting. Well, I am definitely going to Skyclave that Minskin Boo. And here's another card that Haywire Might can answer. So I think next turn I'm gonna wisp the Boo probably, and then I don't know where we go from there. Draw Battle of Bywater, I guess. Okay. Gonna be 2/6/6 constructs, huh? It's not looking good for me. Yeah, the second saga is definitely what feels like the killer. Yeah, this library has not been helping. I don't think wisping the constructs versus the Boo matters that much because I think I'm solituding again either way. Okay. 3. 3 Urza sagas. I think we are officially on draw Battle of Bywater or die. Rapidly approaching draw Battle of Bywater and die, but you know, we're doing our best. Yeah, I need to keep the second Solitude. Yeah, we're definitely jumping. Yeah. Oh, sure, sure. Okay, I see what you're saying. I think this at least gives us a potential out of like drawing a wisp, I think. But I don't know. Maybe I'm supposed to just play to the one out I have. Okay. I don't need either of those. Alright. We did not get there. It has been a rough day for my magicking today. But hey, let's try to close it with at least one match win. We won one earlier, but felt a little fake. It's a lot of hands like this. Wait, why does it say I'm 0-1? Hello? I think that the Magic Online polling might be a little bit broken because the league tracker is also wrong. Hey Ari, good matches, good matches. This hand is very orange. It's a good observation. My opponent kept 7 on the play. This hand is pretty slow, but at least we get 3 basics. If they're playing like Saga, we can wasteland them. I think this is keepable. Misty Pass. Okay. As long as my opponent doesn't play a wasteland and then hold it up, then we will be getting a surveil land here. Dress down. Okay. Feeling like probably a beans deck of some sort. Here we go. Oh. Yeah, I'll Thoughtseize. Takes a turn off with Thalia, but then it just gives us a reason to play Thalia with Caracas back. Also the possibility that we like see a land light hand and choose to wasteland them too. There's a lot of options after this Thoughtseize. There's a decent chance we'll waste them even if they have lands in hand, but we'll see what they're up to first. They have their own wastelands. Interesting. Dress down, Force of Will, Ponder Swords. Interesting that they chose not to ponder. This is feeling like I am once again losing the matchup lottery, and this is probably Stifle Knot. 2 dress downs is pretty suspicious. 2 dress downs in a wasteland deck specifically, I think, is pretty suspicious. What do we get rid of? I think because of that, I think I get rid of the dress down. Yeah, I'll get rid of the dress down. Because they have their own wastelands, I don't really want to waste them. So I am going to... I'll play Caracas in case it incentivizes them to wasteland the Caracas instead. And with this Xander's Lounge, it's totally possible that this is just the 2 main deck dress downs in the average bean list. In which case, alright, misevaluated a little bit. But that actually makes me even more excited I didn't wasteland this land, because I would much rather wasteland Xander's Lounge. But I don't think there is a hurry to do it. I think so too. I think we're going to start with this. This is weird. Um, I don't usually play with Thalia like this anymore, but I think if they're going through this much trouble to get rid of it, I think I just have to operate under the assumption that it's good. Hmm? I tapped my Caracas because they cast the Swords to Plowshares on my Thalia. I didn't just tap it for no reason. Plains untapped to represent Swords to Plowshares. Really, that's about it. I guess I don't understand the question. Ooh, Solitude, huh? Think I want to turn off the Force of Will, recruit, probably for Stoneforge, maybe for Lauren, but probably for Stoneforge. Yeah, especially because like they need to draw lands to even have the Solitude online, and then I get to like Wasteland them main one and cast the Stoneforge main two. Yeah, so I will get rid of the Brainstorm. I just think I don't think it's very likely that I Wasteland them at all either way, right? So I just don't know that that matters. Does Stoneforge get countered? It sure does. Force, pitch, force. Then I will go ahead and I guess I messed up here. I should have used the wastelands because now I have to fetch a plains. So now they can cut me off a black if they have another wasteland. Oh, it's illegal. That's good. That's good. As long as I can, as long as I can hold them up in court, works for me. Cool. You got me. Still means they aren't casting Solitude next turn, and that's all that I care about here, so. We get a Tropical Island? Sure. Cast Stoneforge. Get a Cauldra, cast the Aether Vial. Yeah, they sure are. I'm basically always happy when Lorien really gets cycled. Yep, and they scoop. Cool. So I'm gonna bring in these Gaddock Teagues, these Cabal Therapies, this Lauren, and that might be it. Yeah, Scion Beans seems likely. I'm If it is, I certainly want these Battle of Bywaters. But let's see how the math works out. I'm not sure about Thalia in this matchup, especially on the draw. Probably cuttable. Um, Batterskull might be important for stabilizing against an early Scion, but that's probably not a good enough reason. And then what would the last cut be? It's probably, they probably have like almost no targets for these Skyclaves, huh? I guess their target's going to be, I guess, Beanstalk, and that's probably it. I guess also Leyline. I don't know that answering Leyline with Skyclave is where I really want to be. We could cut the sash. If we're... I probably want 2 equipment in the deck. So I guess maybe we have to decide whether we want a sash or a Batterskull. Just because I suspect these games are going to go long-ish, and I don't want my second Stoneforge to be dead. I'm gonna make that swap actually. Yeah. I may find room for Rip if they show us Murktide, but I would like them to actually show me Murktide first. Huh. This hand's kind of slow. But I think we keep this. My opponent did not have pre-game effects, so no ley lines revealed. Hello, Skyclave. How's it going? They have multiple triomes. So there you go. Jund plus Tundra. Alright. They don't have Wastelands. I almost said Jundra. I really should have. I'm a coward for not doing so. I'm gonna keep that. I'm not casting it this turn, but yeah, it's possible we just didn't need to surveil, but I did, so here we are. I think this is going to get Swords to Plowshares, and that's okay. Yep, you got me. They do have Uro. Okay. They have every card in their deck. 2 Wastelands? Bro, what? Okay. Well, now I wish I had the sash. I cut it. I cut sash specifically because Uro did not seem very likely. It's not. It's not entirely your fault. And that must mean a lot because I would blame Toast for anything. Well, we will not be giving them any more wasteland targets at least. They also now have tapped their only currently shown Swords to Plowshares or Leyline Binding mana source. So that is true. That Uro is going to stay in the yard for a while, maybe long enough for us to find a Scarab Swarm. We'll see. They have to pitch a Leyline Binding to cast Solitude. You love to see it. Swords to Plowshares. Okay. So they need to find a green source to cast the Uro. And I have a Swords and a Skyclave to answer it. The question is, what are we doing this turn? I don't think I want to therapy them because there's nothing I'm really even looking for. So I think I'm putting Yorion in my hand or doing nothing and holding up the swords, but between those, I would rather put Yorion in my hand. Yeah, there's certainly like good cards that I care about to name with this therapy. There's just like, oh right, we're going up to 8. I totally missed the fact that we were going up to 8 cards. I must have miscounted there. Probably getting rid of one of the equipment. I guess the Batterskull's not very high value. Yeah, so that might have been the reason to just play the therapy, but what? I'm sorry, what? Guys, I just don't know. I'm just not sure. Oh, I can get 5 tokens with mine, but I get their Uro with theirs. I only get 2. I have to therapy them first anyway, but yeah. All right. Well, if they draw a green source, they found a green source. Well, I have swords up for the Uro, so that could be worse. They might, but I think if with okay, they get rid of all their lands anyway, but even if they had lands, I think once the Uro's out of the picture, I just exile my yard. Yeah, just don't have dress down. If they have dress down, we get to Yorion next turn anyway. It's not the worst, but it would be preferable if they did not have dress down right now. But we will cry about the lost therapy for sure. They're first up the beanstalk. Took them a while. Misty Rainforest. I think I agree with you that this is probably going to get a sanctuary, but honestly, not even for anything good the way it looks right now. So I guess they probably sanctuary for Lorien Revealed. That seems most likely to me. Yeah, I agree. I don't think that they are on it anymore either. Do I even care about killing this endurance right now? They're going to block Skyclave. They get a 3/3. I think that is probably... I think I just let them do that because it's better to get the bean out of the play while they have no cards in their hands. Yeah, you got it. You're still taking 7, so... Yeah, pitch card tribal. It kind of looks like it. So I'm hitting them for 6, 5, 4, 3. Or 7, 7, 6, 5, 4. 7. Okay, so I would need 4 attack steps with these insects to kill them, but if I just swords the endurance, then we only need 3. Or if I solitude the endurance. Is that even worth it? Not sure. Is that better than just casting Vial? I think I just push the damage while they're like super behind. Yeah, it's mostly just about how much am I willing to play into a sweeper if they have one. I'm not sure how likely they are to have one given how creature heavy their deck is otherwise. Like, it's weird to put Terminus in your Uro Endurance deck, but my opponent has made other choices. So yeah, they really could have anything. It's unknowable. Yep, you got one of my insects. I'm happy for you. Or sorry that happened. Hello, Savannah. I can attack the Teferi with one of the insects, and they are still dead in 2 more combat steps. I can actually attack them with 2 insects to make sure Teferi dies through a removal spell, and they're still dead. Oh my god. Alright. Attack them. Attack Teferi. Attack Teferi. Attack them. Attack them. Attack them. There we go. Send the real one at Teferi. Can you explain that? I'm missing why. Oh, they've shown us endurance. Sure. Okay, they are finally casting Lorien Revealed, I guess. One, two, three, four, five. They're gonna have 4 mana left after this. Okay. It's gonna take a little bit longer. I think now that I can cast this Yorion, I guess maybe I should have just cast Cauldron there. Yeah, maybe that was what I was supposed to do. It importantly wouldn't have been lethal through a removal spell, but they finally have to get their Surveil land. Surprised they didn't get it already, but Beanstalk, you got it. Binding resolves. Binding on the Aether Vial. Interesting. Whatever they're digging to must be really good. They don't shuffle, so they must have found something. Okay, they do have another land to fetch. I was honestly wondering. Oh, they just kept Ponder. Okay. Yeah, it's verdict or bust, and at this point, a verdict would give them one more draw step. Hey, I played against Supreme Verdict today. Alright, cool. There we go. Got the second win. Got some of our play points back. Phew. They drew so many cards, and none of them mattered. Like 1,300, something like that. I've been bleeding them a little bit, but yeah, I'm a little okay, a little under 1,200 now. I'm gonna open my player rewards packs. Get some. What are they? What even are these? Oh, we got clue cards. Gross. I wish I didn't know. I shouldn't have opened this. That was a bad idea. One more. All right. We will play one more match, and then it's time for bed. Yeah, I think the most play points I've ever had is like 16, 1,800, somewhere around there. I lost a die roll again. Gosh. I will keep this. Looks like a reasonable hand. Not one more league. I have to work in the morning. Let's calm down. Let's calm down. Thank you. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm very sorry. There aren't enough vowels for me to guess it out, but there will only be one more match. But thank you very much for the bits. I appreciate it. Alright, this backstreet is looking a little annoying in my hands, but at least we have apparently plenty of other lands to cast our spells off of, so. Oh, I'm hydrating. Oh, I have some blast. I have some Baja Blast I have to finish. Beanstalk. There's only a tiny bit left. Nice, Mythalia resolved. Didn't know it was possible. Don't worry. I have like literally 3 sips left. It's not going to affect anything. I guess I'll start getting some basics. But we're going to Skyclave that bean. Please don't have Force of Will, because that would be mean. Don't be a mean bean. I have not cast or I have only targeted up the beanstalk with stuff that makes it go away. Because it is mean and I don't like it. Infinity or undefined, whichever way you want to look at it. Okay, makes it go away permanently. Toast. Shut up. Hope that came through. This looks like a pretty good backstreet turn. We can even double backstreet. Ooh. I don't think that mom is what I'm looking for right now. Wait, hold on. What comment did I... I'll keep that on top. That's a good one. Oh, flick her. Oh, wow. How I'm embarrassed I missed that. I will choose not to read it out for no reasons in particular. Opponent's drawing a lot of lands. That's good for me. No, I don't hate women's comments. Oh my goodness. Oh no, dress down is active on my turn. Guys, let me play Magic. I'm getting bullied right now. I'll attack with Skyclave while it has the... while it won't give them a 2/2 back. And I will cast this mom. I'm getting so harassed. Guys, I've been losing at Magic all day. Can you be nice to me, please? Sword... white mana... nothing. You got it. It's probably getting hardcast forced. But I have to get that out of their hands some way. So I think I will take that route. I just want a card that will let me attack. Please. Please! We might be at the point where we just use a Solitude to start getting in. But I'm really not sure. I feel like usually as soon as I start attacking with like a mid board against this kind of deck, I just get punished for it immediately. But we're going to go for it. Okay. Yeah, hold on. Wait. No, not timing at all, the women. You kidding me? I like that. I love that there are a lot of women in my stream. It's nice. You are all great. Thank you for joining me. Is that what y'all wanted to hear? Because there you go. Can I get my Lauren a recruiter, a Stoneforge, a Flicker Wisp even would be okay. They put a Swords to Plowshares on top with their Mystic Sanctuary. That's fine by me. What is this? This is Lorien Revealed? It's gross. That ain't bad. I assume they're going to Swords the Skyclave, probably? Maybe it's the Solitude. No, it's the Skyclave. Okay. Ooh. I think I get rid of the Bean because the Triumph I can just answer with the Swords. Come on, deck. Come on. Black's the only color I can cut them off of, so I'll go in that direction. But oh my god, I need to draw something that puts power and toughness into play, please. I will even take a Mother of Runes. That works. I'll just Solitude. Might be a good enough reason to attack, honestly. Probably not. No, I should have. No, I think the attack was right. Deal. Well, if they ever draw a Murktide or anything of the sort, it's not long for this world. Ponder, okay. Oh yeah, Formalwear would be really good. What do you know? This is another hard cast Triumph. No, it's a Lorien revealed. God, okay. Alright. At least they have to pitch a card for the force here, and they still don't have a bean in play. Doesn't feel great, but I probably should have. I don't think it matters a ton, but I definitely should have. That said, I think that for the most part, they are going to they're gonna force something, and I think getting the force out of their hand earlier when they can't, it just feels better, I think, generally. Just give them the least info. And yeah, I also think the Solitude getting forced isn't that bad. It's really weird, but a lot of times this matchup literally comes down to how many, like, I'm tired and already losing my train of thought, but it all comes down to just how many forces are left in their deck, how many do you have to play through to get through the game, and sometimes it just becomes a lot simpler when they have fewer forces in their deck. Oh, we got our first Murktide coming. Which means we gotta Swords that Murktide first. And I'm guessing this is gonna get forced. It is. Force, pitching, Force of Negation. But if they had the Force of Negation, they could counter our Cauldra? Much to consider. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1. Okay, so we can both cast Cauldra and cast our Stoneforge this turn. That's what I'm wondering. They may not have. I think they probably don't, honestly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, because we wasted the Bayou earlier. They should have a second drop. They could just be a second Force of Negation, but that seems pretty unlikely. Oh, is the Bayou over the second drop? Okay. Well, let's start with this Cauldra cast. Cool, it resolves. Keep this Caracas, cast the Stone Forge. And I think this is getting a Batter Skull. Yeah, it is. And then the question is, do we attack with this Cauldra? And I think the answer is no, because it's better to block the Triumph. And then once the Batter Skull's in play, I don't even have to. If they have binding, sure. Things get a little more complicated, but we can figure it out. We really need to find Recruiter or Lauren, please, somewhere. Yeah, so we take 13, go to 7. They're at no cards left, though, so... Okay. We can Stoneforge in the Batter Skull, put the Batter Skull on the Solitude, attack them for 7. I hate that I've honestly thought about playing Leave No Trace. And if we don't get anything better to use our mana on, we'll move the Batter Skull over to the Stoneforge, because that gives us better attacks this upcoming turn. Blocking that, basically forced to, because I just die to another Bowmasters if I just take 13. Yeah, so we move this over. Because that just makes... we gain 1 more life. Find a Beanstalk. It's the 3rd in their deck? Yeah, it is. Okay, well, I have lethal on board, so they must have some kind of removal or block or something. Deal. Hard cast force. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's a punish for not vialing. Although they had a fetchable source. They have 3 Underground Seas, so I should keep the Caracas up just in case. I don't think it's going to matter, but... Yeah, maybe I was supposed to just Vial. I felt like keeping the Vial up was nice because if it just means that like they can't removal for tempo, but maybe it was worth it just make sure it never got countered. They didn't have a I'd never put a spell on the stack, you know. So they have one force left. I am praying that we draw any spell. Oh my god. Finally. Okay, they have the fourth Leyline binding, I guess. What does this get? Does it hit the Cauldron again? Is it the Solitude? If it hits the Solitude, then... So I need them to not have another removal spell. Or the last Force of Will. Whew. Kill Leyline binding. Solitude the Murktide. Oh, sure. I guess I should hit the one. I forgot this one had a Wisp under it. Are they going to Terminus me right now? They sure are going to Terminus me. Yeah, sure. Any order. I don't care. And they have the Murktide. God. I just got totally owned by that, like, super anemic mid game where I drew nothing. Yeah. God. That's such a frustrating way to lose that game. Alright. Teagues, Therapies, Rip, Lauren, and Battles. Get rid of the Batterskull, get rid of the Thalias, get rid of the Jite, cut a Skyclave. I think one Wisp. I think that works. Yeah. Sure. We have Gaddock. Opponent's mulling to 5. I'll take that. I'm not sure I'll go straight for Teague. Kind of depends. It would feel a lot better if I had a way to get a Swords to Plowshares out of their hand first, but I think I am probably just going for it against a mull to 5. Possible to wait on the Surveil, but I think this is honestly a fine time to do it because, yeah, I would love to not draw more lands right now. Okay, cool. So I get to cast the Skyclave that can't get forced. Works for me. Ooh. Gonna have to put in a little bit of clock pressure. Thankfully they're behind, but I want to make sure that I stay ahead. It definitely got max punished for one more. That is for sure. They don't shuffle off the Ponder. Underground Sea. Okay. High Battle of Bywater. This is a hell of a Bowmaster if I've ever seen one. Yep. There will be no attacking happening. That's for sure. I'm just going to cast Recruiter for a Stoneforge. Yeah, I guess if I'm just making them... I could just also not Wasteland, honestly. If I'm... I think the reason that I liked hitting the black source is because it makes them potentially have to just use the Bowmaster there, or otherwise they might not get to. Whereas if they they could just untap and still be able to cast the Bowmaster next turn if I waste the trop. Goodbye, Recruiter. They are Brainstorm locked. Just sort of grokked that. Swords on the Teague. Which works for me because it means that the Stoneforge might live unless this is another Swords to Plowshares. In which case, bummer. Or I guess this could be a ley line binding now. Yeah, okay. Okay, I'll take 2. I'm gonna make a whole bunch of tokens. Ooh, yeah, cast that Murktide. I dare you. Yes, 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 yes. How many food tokens do I make? Normal amount. Yeah, the our fetch land amendment base makes Scarab Swarm like quite consistent at making a board like this, um, which has been very nice for sure. Even if your opponent isn't doing something explicitly gross, you can usually make a board like this. Triumph of St. Catherine resolves. Yeah, there was a pause in their draw step, and I was like, please don't be Terminus, but no, it was the much worse miracle in that situation. I think that we are probably keeping this all as is. Yeah. This hand's not great, but my opponent's mulling to 6, and I don't know. Vile is a really good card. I don't know if that was unknown. Ooh, and a Thoughtseize, huh? I'll still start with the Vile. Thoughtseize later. Okay. What you got over there? Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. This is a little complicated because I don't care about any of these. I think I take the Lorien revealed. It's one of the blue cards. I'm not sure which. I think... I guess the problem with taking Lorien is it means they can cast a Murktide earlier. Yeah, okay, yeah. Alright, I'm into Murktide. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at them both like they won't matter that... Like they aren't really mattering right now, but I guess the problem is that if I take the Lorien, it means their Murktide will come into play sooner, so... I'm just not going to put my mom into play here, by the way. Not putting that mom into play either. I'll go ahead and put Yor into my hand. Why not? Maybe that should have gotten a swamp, but this deck doesn't play. I don't. Did we even see Wasteland? I now am suddenly forgetting, but. No Wasteland, yeah. That doesn't really matter what I'm getting off of these. So I could cast the mom here. It kind of forces out the Plague Engineer next turn, which I think works in my favor, because then you just get to Solitude it and start blocking. And at 13, I think I need to start doing something with my mana to make sure I don't just die to the Bowmaster in play. If they have another Bowmaster, it'll suck, but not much to do about that. Ticking up here, fetching to get lands out of my deck. I guess that actually should have been a Savannah. I will Solitude them in the upkeep. Force was the last card. Okay. Okay. We get to battle away the Orc army, at least. But I really needed them to not draw like these exact cards. Okay, Recruiter probably saves us here. Now we can recruit for Solitude and battle away the Orc, and we have... Yeah, okay. Alright. There's Solitude. I don't think that we want to... specifically because I think we want to make sure the Solitude answers the Plague Engineer. That is true. Alright, hold up. Yeah, I should have played the Caracas this turn if this is what I'm doing, but I think I do actually also like it now that we're talking it through. Alright, we got there. Engineer resolves. I wonder if they name elemental. No, they don't. Okay. Alright, so we can Solitude the Plague Engineer. I guess it should probably be casting the Solitude, holding up the vial, but... now we just have to be worried about clock, so I'm just going to start attacking. Because it kind of took a lot of time thinking through those turns. Alright, phew. Well, again, almost maximally punished for playing one more match. It's now very late. But we are officially even on the night. I'll take it. And we'll see if I finish this one off stream or if we just pick it up on Thursday. We'll see. I'm hydrating. I'm hydrating. But yes, it is bedtime. Dark Neo X, thank you so much for the follow. Literally never do that. Whenever something that you have to do is predicated on a match ending, it's gonna take forever. I'm at a Baja Blast. It's all gone. I mean, I can, if you want. There you go. Okay, it is late. Vi, do the thing that you need to do, whatever it might be. Thank you, as all, for hanging out, shit posting with me. I'm tired. It's time to go to bed. All y'all do whatever you need to do, whatever you're responsible for. My match is no longer keeping you from doing it. Until then, I'll see you on Thursday. I stream Thursday, Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern, blah, blah, blah. Check out my Patreon, follow me on Twitter, whatever. I'm going to bed. Good night, everybody.